Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. A rather unusual box, as you can see, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. So this is a new addition to my modern wargaming table setup. I mentioned in earlier videos about my Afghanistan wargaming with some British and Taliban figures that I got from Empress. And I've shown some of the buildings that I got a couple of weeks ago. I ordered some more from a different company, or from a different person should I say, and they arrived today. So this is it, and this is the contents. So as you can see, it's not the sort of neatly presented manufactured kind of MDF buildings that you get from the likes of Sarissa, Foreground, 2T Combat, etc. They're more like jigsaws, but we'll have a look at them in a minute and see how they pan out. I bought four kits from via eBay. There we go, that's another one, and these are all Afghanistan type Adobe buildings. So let's put the camera on the stand and carry on. So they came via eBay from a chap called JohnBanks. His eBay page is Banks John Edward with no spaces. I think he's also known as JB Wargaming somewhere or other, and he seems to have hundreds of bits and pieces on eBay. Lots of some good comments, and one or two not quite so good, but in the main pretty good. And the prices are well, I'll start off on the premises that the prices are very cheap. Of course, that all depends on the quality of the finished product, which I don't know yet. But certainly the prices are far cheaper than you would get at the likes of Sarissa, Foreground, etc. So this is one of the kits that I bought. As you can see, there's no paperwork, there's no instructions, nothing to press out of the frames as you would normally, and this is the Adobe M kit. I'm not sure what the 3 means, and it is a 28mm set of 2 Adobe buildings with external stairs. So I'll just get a couple of handfuls of the bits and pieces out. Now, I mean, the first thing that you notice obviously is that you don't have to press the bits out of the frames as you would normally, and they're all ready pressed out, and there's none of the usual you get little tabs that you sometimes have to cut, and when you pull them out you have to cut them off with a scalpel or a knife. Doesn't appear to be any of that, so I can't see any of those little tab things. So all the pieces look pretty smooth and sharp and well defined. They've got all the pieces have got these marks on. I guess that's something to do with the laser process. You don't tend to find those in some of the more manufactured kits. You just tend to get a little burn patch around each aperture, but these obviously go some way across and are much more prevalent. However, I don't think that's a problem, because you're going to undercoat them and paint them anyway, so I don't think that's anything particularly to be concerned about. So it literally is a complete jigsaw, and there are no instructions. I did look on his Facebook page, sorry, his eBay page, to see if there were links to any instructions anywhere. I couldn't see anything obvious. So the only thing that I'm left with is looking at the photographs on the eBay sales page, so looking at this particular one, there are about 6 or 8 photographs of the buildings built up from different angles. There is one which looks like it might be reasonably helpful of the buildings with their floors separated, so you get because these are 2 buildings, 2-story, so you get a picture of 4 structures from the top down. So I may be able to figure out which piece goes with which model, and where all these little bits go. So I guess it's going to be a question of separating the kits, this pile of pieces, into the different models, and then building the models from there. So that's a roof structure. I mean, the detail is fine. I don't got see if there's any more that's got some etched parts. So we've got the etched lintels above the door and windows. They look fine. There's a door. So I mean, the quality of the actual cutouts looks very reasonable. I don't know how much you can see in there, but literally there are piles and piles of stuff. Now I think that's going to be the cutout windows, so I guess you get all the throwaway stuff as well in there. So maybe you just cuts all the pieces out and shoves them into a bag. So it's going to be a question of working out which is, I mean, I guess these are just cutouts from apertures and doors and windows and things, and won't actually be required. But we'll have a look through, maybe put a couple of them together and see what they look like.